And we're back for a new segment recorded live on the exhibition floor of AUSPACK 2022. Wayne, welcome back to the host's chair. How you doing?
Great, thanks very much.
That's excellent. And over to you, sir, to introduce our guest and have a chat.
Yeah, I've just been on the booth of IFM. It's a very interesting story there, of course. I'm on the podcast here with Glenn Thornton, product manager of IFM, the sensing technology developer, of course.
Yep.
Glenn, what's the main story from IFM on your booth at the show?
Oh, the main story that we have, we're a company that's been around over 50 years. We started off back in '69 in Germany, developing sensing technology for industry, and we've advanced right up into a lot of things that we have on the stand at the moment with our safety technology, which looks at looking after gates and guards and making sure people are safe, we can't hurt people, right through to our processing type of sensors, which is really good for your plant in general, sort of control with water flow and temperature, all the things you need there. And then we go into some really specific parts where we get into the food grade type sensors.
Okay, and data, of course, well, they say data is gold, and I guess that's what you're providing, isn't it, through the sensing?
Yeah, and it's interesting when you get to the data side of things, is what you do with the data. So with all the technology that we have over there, and we can capture things with temperature, level, flow, and the idea is to pull the information out. We make really clever, informed decisions, because the parts that a lot of companies are looking at, first of all, future-proofing, making sure we're keeping up with technology. Second part, which is really, really important, is to make sure that we're getting a quality product out the door. So when they're making a quality product, they're improving productivity, they're improving the product to market so that the consumer's enjoying what they're eating and drinking. But it also brings a really high level of brand security. So companies that want to make sure they're competitive, first of all, but make sure they're secure with the product they're manufacturing. So we look after all the sensing type of things, make sure we pull in the right data for everything that's been manufactured, whether it's anything to do with dairy, it might be milk, it might be yogurt, it might be something like a raw product coming out of mining, making sure it's all good quality and safe.
Yeah, crucial for all of us, for what we eat and drink. Maybe we can just jump back to the first one you mentioned there, which is the safety element. Obviously, packaging is a manufacturing industry, a lot of machinery moving at high speed. How is the safety record of the industry traveling, in your view?
In my view, I think the safety is coming along quite well. I remember, pardon me, many years ago, there'd be sort of an ad hoc sort of approach to it now, where we've got a lot of factory managers, and it's about not just product security, it's also site security and safety, and keeping personnel safe and making sure we don't end up with physical injuries or the risk to human life. So a lot of analysis is done on a machine, do a hazard inspection just to make sure that they can work out how to make the machine safe, first of all, with guarding. And a lot of the things that we have is all to do with the electronic security. So if anything is inadvertently opened or they need access, we've got instant shutdown. So we turn off anything to do with electrical, pneumatic, physical movement, like crushing type of things, where we want it to stop and be safe.
Okay, terrific. And your products, the IFM products, they work with any lines, any manufacturing lines?
Yeah, right across the board, manufacturing, processing, anything in the way of logistics. We go right into agriculture and aquaculture. So we're right across the board. We're very heavily into mining, where you deal with pharmaceuticals. So once we go into a really great show like this, like a real premium show, the foot traffic of people coming through from anyone from just a university trying to learn, what can we bring into our university, right through to people that are going into really specialised packaging and manufacturing. And some people just don't have any idea of how to step into the new technology. And it can be a bit daunting. So the way we go about it is we try to bring the story in a really understandable sort of fashion, so we don't go high-end and too scary, because the connectivity with the data is really quite simple. It's specialised, I understand that. But we want people to be really solid with their manufacturing and processing principles, how they do, because I want manufacturing in Australia to be number one in the world, so we can compete so strong. And a lot of it is about data collection, data capture, and making good decisions with that, and having insights about how they're going to go to plant and manufacture.
Yeah, well, you're right. It's a great story you've got, and you're right in saying that the Australian innovation can lead the world, or can be up there in the leaders, because as you look around the show, there's some terrific ideas and creative innovation coming to the fore. And for you guys at AUSPACK, how have you found the show? First trade show for several years in the country.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is coming back to a trade show, seeing so many people, I love it, the foot traffic. And I think whether people have had a lot of time to think about what they need to do, they come into the show with a lot of ideas and things they want to do. So we try to build bridge the gap electronically through the sensing technology, and we want them to walk away with some really innovative ideas, because we have such an opportunity with manufacturing at the moment to really sort of advance way beyond world manufacturing principles, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear you say that, because obviously you've got an overview of what's going on being in your company, the position you are. So very encouraging to hear you say that you think that Australian manufacturing can really lead the charge to the new sustainable world order, to innovation, to economic production.
Yeah, and we have seen a lot of clever people come through. We've got a lot of integrators that we deal with directly. There's others we don't deal with so much. And you can see there's a lot of smarts within Australia, and if we can capture that and sort of, if you can say, package it in the smarts, and also package it in the packaging, and get good products, because we want good products in our fridges all the time. Water, wastewater, when it's going through your taps and things like that, we deal with a lot of the municipalities and water treatment sort of authorities and things like that. And I want good drinking water, as you do, I'm sure. Also, wastewater, don't sneak into my drinking water. So what we do is we monitor those things, keep waste over there, keep drinking here, and make sure it's all good quality. So we really work closely with these sort of organisations to capture all the right information and make really informed decisions at the right time.
Well, Glenn, it's been you've got a fascinating story. It's been great talking with you. Thanks so much for coming on the AUSPAC Files podcast.
Great, thanks for having me.
Have a great rest of the show.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Wayne. And we'll be back with another segment live on the exhibition floor here at AUSPAC 2022 in the not too distant future, folks.